How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm Sean.
Nice to meet you, finally.
I pay the bills here.
Yeah, I know.
Is this your first build?
This is my first build,
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
So before I didn't know anything, and I'm like, I don't even know where to start or what to do. And then I started watching your videos, and I'm like, 3-4 hours in.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, now
I hear a lot of binge watching going on. Yeah.
Well, then now you can finally talk the lingo and
Yeah.
you know, use the same language you guys do and understand what you're talking about.
Very cool. So where are you from?
Green Bay.
Green Bay? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do up there?
I'm in the pulp and paper business.
Okay.
It's been an evolving industry.
So how'd you find us?
I was looking at some trucks down in Fond du Lac at Holiday.
Yep.
And they're like, well, you can buy a Lariat here, and then we have another shop that does a bunch of work for us. And I'm like, who's that? Yeah, so he's like, you know, you can work, you know, custom offsets. And so I Googled you guys up, and then I started looking at your YouTubes, and then I couldn't stop.
Just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page, because that's the hard part.
Right.
Is when people don't have the right expectation going in, then they get the phone call. And it's like, hey, you know, I'm gonna have to trim this.
Right.
And there was never discussion about it. I'm like, oh guys, you would have just mentioned it up front.
Right.
And everybody's going into the adventure together.
Right.
Versus you just winging it. So that's gonna be kind of one of my missions, is to go through and say, yep, you got an 18 Ford F-150 4-wheel drive. You're bringing in the lift kit. I'd assume it's here. All the parts
everything
in the
is
truck.
in, yeah. So one of the questions you might have, or was like, why did you spend with a Halo coilover and spend a lot of money on that versus just going with a full-on BDS lift or something? Which you're gonna, the amount of money I spent on that versus, you know, I could have probably got real close to with. What concerned me is I've been in a million lifted trucks, and I have buddies that have serious lifted trucks and stuff. But the permanent, taking a brand new truck and then, you know, altering it.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I've never owned one as a daily driver. So even though the equipment is so much better today than it was 10 years ago, at least in my humble opinion, I think, you know, aftermarket parts have come up significantly.
Huge.
It's just a coilover lift.
Okay.
So
you're not cutting any cross members or anything?
No. So it's a 2 3/4 inch coilover lift. It goes to 3, but it's set at 2 3/4.
You have side steps for it already?
I bought the amp power boards.
Oh, good.
So
that was going to be my next recommendation, because even that 3 inches, you'll be amazed at how much it takes a toll on the side of the seat. And how much you get sick of hopping in there in the winter, especially when it's icy.
Oh, for sure. And I've had enough trucks and SUVs that I'm like, and all my buddies that have lifted trucks out in Colorado, they all have the amp boards, and they're like,
you can't beat them.
Yeah.
And then wheels, you went with a brand new wheel I've never seen in my life, the Fuel Contra.
Really?
Yep, just came out. I've never seen that wheel.
I love that you guys do reviews on rims and kind of go, hey, this is a different rim and these types of setups. And I looked at that rim, and I was, because I like the concave effect of that.
See it.
Awesome. Oh, that is awesome.
Definitely appreciate you taking the time.
No, thank you. I'm glad you guys, you know, because if it wasn't for a company like you guys, I wouldn't do this, you know.
So how's your first Boss suspension?
Good.
So explain to me, is it a lift kit or a leveling kit?
Yes.
Okay, it's a level lift?
Yes.
So it's leveling kit height, but it's replacing pieces instead of just blocking everything.
Right, so it's like a replacement coil. It's bigger in the front.
In the front?
Yeah, but because it goes a little bit extra at 3 inches, it has rear blocks to bring the back up an inch.
Yep.
So
this is getting replaced, and then did he do control arms to fix
the angles?
So once she's set down, she should be pretty happy.
It'll look all nice.
Do they have to do anything for CV angles, or is there plenty of room for the 3 inch?
3 inch is basically as big as you can go without having to do anything on a Ford. So.
And it sounds like it went in really well.
Yeah, it went in really well. Being a brand new truck helps. So.
Oh yeah.
But this kit.
And then the rear is a block and a shock?
Blocks and shocks.
Cool.
I'm just gonna shorten up the U-bolts and get it to alignment here, so.
How'd the carbon fiber go?
Good.
Good.
It took Nick about 2 seconds, so.
Just gonna do it for him then. He will be pumped to hear that.
Yeah. Well, I called them because the front ones, they give you enough to wrap the whole strut,
Yeah.
but I'd have to take the spring off
Yeah.
to get at it, which is gonna chip the shit out of the spring because you have to compress it and put it in the machine to take it out.
Yeah.
So
he
he
agreed
said,
it's not even
yeah,
worth
he
it.
said it's not worth it. Don't
Yeah.
even do it. So we just wrap the bottom.
2 trips down the road with brake dust, it'll turn black anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You'll never notice.
Cool. So next step, wheels and tires on and see how we do for clearance.
Yeah, and it should be more than fine. I've done this a couple of times.
There he is.
How you doing, buddy?
Got a truck for you.
I'm looking for one.
It turned out awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
We can go through all the details. But
Yeah, cool.
did you want it to be a little aggressive? Because it's a little aggressive.
Well, let's
It's a little
see.
bad.
Okay.
There she be.
Wow.
It's like a totally different truck.
Yeah, it's not even the same truck. Wow. That's amazing. What a difference that makes.
And I think you were right about the height. It's like perfect height.
Yeah.
The tires are perfectly stuffed in there.
Yeah.
If you look at it, one of the things that we noticed, now those are 20x9 plus ones, but if you look down the side of it, you kept the tread inside, so it shouldn't ever fling.
Sure.
But you've got the sidewall and the wheel is basically perfectly flush, so you're getting that outside of
Right.
the wheel well,
Right.
which is why we keep saying it's just so
Right.
aggressive. It's
Right.
perfect.
Right, because that's what I wasn't sure. I wanted to be right on the edge of not too far in and I didn't want to fling rocks and stuff on the outside. So, wow, that looks amazing.
And then he, basically the 20x9 plus one fuel Contras, and then you did it's a 295/60, right?
Yep.
Which is 34 tall, 11.6, is
Right.
absolutely perfect. So at normal driving, you've got all sorts of room. If you were to crank this and back up out of a driveway, it's gonna rub, but it's gonna rub on this rounded edge.
Okay.
It's just gonna make a noise. It's never gonna do anything to the
Great.
tire, and then we didn't have to trim anything. He did a little bit on this carpet
Oh, sure.
because it just wanted to rub and make a little carpety noise.
Sure.
But that's it. Nothing else had to be touched. It totally cleared.
Looks
It's
great.
absolutely
Yeah.
perfect size.
Yeah, well, at least now you guys have a better, now you know what's even more possible, right?
Yep, with the 3-inch, yep.
Right.
Because that was such a unique setup. But he said he loved this whole setup with that coilover
Yeah.
swap out. What
Right.
is it, Halo, right?
Yeah, Halo lifts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I have never heard of the Halo lift, so we'll definitely dig into it and look
Yeah.
at it, because with your upper control arms and everything, you fix that angle.
Right.
That would have got a little aggressive, because we've had leveling kits that you can get to 3 inches,
Right.
but the angles look terrible and
Right.
people are nervous, and I would be too.
And that's why I wanted to spend the extra money on the upper control arm, because anybody you talk to, if they've done enough research, they tell you that that's sort of, especially if it's designed to take away that issue. You get a little extra lift with the running boards tucked in there, or at least the appearance of a little extra lift.
Step in there once, it's pretty much perfect. I did that.
Oh, yeah.
Came out and checked it out. And I was
Absolutely.
like, yep, that'll keep him from wearing off the sides of his seats. Watch that mic, it's gonna jump off of you.
Thanks.
I fall for it every time. And then he did the carbon wrap on the
Yeah.
rear shock.
Right, perfect.
He'll give you the keys, and now she's all yours. And then if you want to just turn that wheel straight, I want to show you what that looks like.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe how it's not the same truck. It's just
Yeah.
that, I don't want to say a little change, but the difference that the wheels and everything else, it's not even the same vehicle. No, you guys did a great job. I'm super thrilled. Exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah, when I saw it this morning, I was like, I have a feeling that's exactly what he
Yeah.
was hoping.
Yeah,
Aggressive, but it should not
Right.
be flinging anything up the
Right.
side of it.
awesome. No, I really appreciate it. You guys did a great job. I'm psyched.
Yeah, it's an awesome truck. I kind
Okay.
of checked it out yesterday. I was like, he got all the options. That's
Yeah.
a beautiful truck.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank
She's
you.
all yours.
Yeah. thank you.
Congrats.
Absolutely.